Good morning, everyone. We are Group 3. Today, we're going to present our group project, Amazon eBooks Pricing Strategy. Firstly, let me introduce some background introduction. Amazon was founded in 1994. After 1 year, it launched its book-selling web. Relying on its deep pocket, Amazon used low prices to build a large customer base in the book market. Then it entered the e-book market with the release of first Kindle e-book reader in 2007. In 2009, it released the Kindle 2. Meanwhile, in the e-book market, more and more competitors began to play a role. To better understand Amazon's current status in the market, we use some charts to illustrate. From the first one, we can see that Amazon and its Kindle app take the preponderant position. For the preferred ebook marketplaces, Amazon is the most popular one compared with its competitors. And this is the SWOT analysis we did for Amazon ebook. In the strength part, Amazon has built a strong brand name and a customer base, and it has the ability to charge lower price. However, its low price is controversial with some retailers and publishers. And the coverage of Kindle is relatively restricted. For the opportunities, e-reading has become a trend, but the threats still exist. For example, there is a drastic competition to attract more famous authors. There is illegal consumption existing in the industry and less room for the growth.
Pricing, penetration pricing, and reference pricing. As for the dynamic pricing, it means to offering goods at a price that changes according to a complicated algorithm which considers the level of demand and type of customer and other multiple factors. Basically, there are several factors, like the multiple factors it involves into the dynamic pricing, the historical data, prices of similar products, searching popularity, customer behavior, and some special factors related to specific items. And high frequency. The dynamic pricing is based on the automatic data collection and calculation. Price changes frequently, and it is able to set the real-time customer willingness to pay. The profitability, it can help the company to improve and smooth their earnings and then reduce the inventory. So here's the general processing. We start with the data selection, and then we create and design a pricing model which involves some important factors, and then we input the data we have been collected, and then we calculate the final price. At the last, we're gonna obtain the feedback from the market in order to further improve our pricing model. So as for the Amazon standard pricing model, it's too complicated, systematic, and confidential. We refer to Carl P's generalized linear models and apply for the linear regression model to design a simple pricing model that demonstrates how the dynamic model works on setting price. The cost means the cost and expenses for book, such as purchasing costs, inventory costs, and managing expenses. And margin stands for the expected profit margin and or the return expected returns on the sales of book. And competitors' price plays really a significant role in determining the final price with beta coefficient. And news hit means that news hit of a book or media focus of the relativeness. It plays a role with a coefficient. A life cycle means which stage of books is in its life, because each product will have a life. It also plays a role in determining the price with B coefficient. And customers have their past purchasing records, which are collected in Amazon's database. The customer past records, such as what type and format of books they prefer, it plays a role with the coefficient. And traffic means how much click the potential customer usually click on the book. For example, Mike always click on education books, which means he probably likes education topic and related products. It helps Amazon to determine a proper price with D coefficient. And loss is the error. Error is the final tolerance for the pricing model. So here is an example of how, to show us how Amazon apply for dynamic pricing. The Barbara Bush, the first lady, a woman behind two presidents, passed away at the age of 92 last month. Her autobiography has recently become a hit. Let's see how the dynamic pricing works. For the application, in this example, the news heat and traffic factors play a significant role in determining the dynamic price of the book, and it also considers the life of the heat. The price can be set scientifically and properly. So what kind of benefit we can get from the dynamic pricing? It can make the price more suitable along the time because the price is changing periodically, and also it can generate more profit or reach other objectives besides earning profits on the book.
The second powerful weapon for Amazon is the penetration pricing strategy. For the massive selection of Kindle ebook, consumers could buy at a really low price, usually $9.99 or $14.99, and a complimentary e-reader Kindle sells at its break-even price point. The low price strategy benefits our customers a lot and actually benefits Amazon more. Above all, the penetration pricing strategy helps Amazon to enlarge its user base. The low price incentive encourages non-consumers to enter into the market and make the whole pie bigger. As you can see, 77% of people are familiar with the Kindle, and most of them, actually 72%, buy the Kindle. Once they own the hardware, they tend to develop an e-reading habit on Kindle and get used to the Amazon platform. The other side of the book market, those authors and publishers also be lured to the platform. 85% of people buy ebooks from Amazon, much larger than any other platforms. Seeing these stunning numbers, more and more authors and publishers choose to be compatible with the platform and offer Kindle version ebooks, including big 5 publishers in America, small publishers, and India publishers. Now, with a loyal base of customers, authors, and publishers sticking to the Amazon platform, Amazon benefits from the indirect network effect and has gained an initial edge over its competitors. With 65% market share, Amazon tips the e-reading market, trying to manipulate eventually.
The third strategy of Amazon Books is to increase the prices of physical books to widen the price gaps between physical books and ebooks. According to the reference pricing theory, increasing the price of substitute products tends to generate more demands for this product. The purpose of this strategy is one, to boost the sales of ebooks and to render more spaces for ebooks to increase the prices. Amazon typically have 10% to 20% customers leaving feedback after the shopping experience, so it's reasonable for us to use the number of reviews to estimate the unit of a specific product being sold. According to the Weber-Fechner law, buyers perceive price differences in proportional terms rather than absolute terms. Based on our observation, we generate the hypothesis that the ratio of physical book prices to ebook prices has a positive correlation to the percentage of people who choose Kindle edition books. To examine whether our hypothesis is true or not, we collect data of multiple books sold on Amazon randomly. We record their hardcover prices, paperback prices, Kindle edition prices, as well as a percentage of people choosing Kindle edition. We run a linear regression with percentage of buyers choosing Kindle as y, ratio of hardcover prices to Kindle prices as x1, and the ratio of paperback prices to Kindle prices as x2. The results of the regression are displayed in the table. From the results of the regression, we can conclude that increasing the prices of physical books can be an effective way to boost the sales of ebooks, which is identical to our hypothesis. Okay, in this part, let me introduce the uniqueness of Amazon Books pricing, which means that Amazon has its specialties and it's hard for competitors to mimic its success. First, Amazon has an incompatible and huge database which helps it to collect all useful information of its customers. By analyzing customers' personal information that are relevant to their purchasing behavior, Amazon can provide a suitable price that is not only acceptable for customers but also profitable for itself. By constantly improvement, nowadays Amazon's wonderful database ranks the first in industry, and no other competitors have a larger and more perfect one. Second, Amazon has strong computational capabilities, especially in cloud computing. Amazon Web Services, which is simply known as AWS, offers 5 times as much computing power as any of the other 14 top competitors. So, in terms of establishing database in the first point that I have mentioned, Amazon has a strong competitive advantage. Next, Amazon has first-mover advantages in electronic book area. The establishment of Kindle platform largely changed people's reading habits and strongly influenced the pricing of physical books. The last one is about network effect. Basically, it includes 2 parts. One is indirect network effect. Amazon sits between its end consumers and merchants. The 2 sides feed each other, with Amazon taking a margin on each item sold. Amazon's value add in this process is more or less keeping order. It keeps all of its merchants on a short lease and requires compliance with strict operating metrics as well. Another is direct network effect. With ratings and reviews under each product, Amazon took what everyone was thinking and put it in a digestible format. These ratings and reviews, along with tracking people's movements on the website, lead to predictive analytics. A whole world of direct network effect that basically didn't exist prior to Amazon's handiwork suddenly changed the game.
Now I will talk about some additional insights about Amazon Books pricing strategy. Pricing is scientific, and big data will be the future trend and more widely used in the future to set prices. For Amazon Books, they utilize huge amount of data, both quantitatively and psychological, generated from their customers, develop different models to pricing different target groups of customers. My colleague just talked about how smart Amazon's dynamic pricing is, but we think there are some negative sides about this strategy. First, when customers are accustomed to the low prices, they may refuse to buy if prices rises later. Second, theoretically, under the complete competition, prices are set based on the demand and supply in the free market, not manipulated by the business owners like Amazon. Third, if Amazon adjusts prices frequently to keep themselves profitable, suppliers may be upset because Amazon doesn't share the profit of price adjustments with its suppliers. Please see appendix and references in the following slides. Thank you.